Okay, hi. Okay, this is gonna be quick because I got 20% of my battery. So we've earned our stripes by being at peace and detached from what keeps us in a place of stagnation or are bad for our nervous system, right? So things that cause us instability in some way. Hypervigilance is not a place of peace, it's a place of fear. The quickest way out of hypervigilance, right? So people who are doubtful of everything good in their lives, too distrusting to like allow people in, right? We're not doing that. What we are doing is setting boundaries with people that are in our lives, and also not allowing like the same energies to kind of come in and muck up our peace and our serenity, right? And tranquility, because we're not allowing like the old patterns to continue, right? Let's see. The quickest way out of hypervigilance is not by not doing fucked up shit to people we were supposed to love and care for. And I don't feel like my collective people who watch me were doing fucked up shit to people. I think that's what was happening to us, and that's why we have to put up these kind of barriers. Like, we have to gatekeep in some way, right? We can't allow, the same old energy, like people with no morals, no values, no moral compass, to come in and be, trying to guide and lead us when they can't lead themselves, you know what I mean? And not living in a miserable existence for comfort, right? That pretty cage, right? That way of being that like allowed for the shit to happen, or continue. I'm not saying that we need to take responsibility for people who, whose actions have never been correct in some way, like morally fucked up. I'm not saying that we need to take any kind of responsibility for that shit, but we do have to take responsibility for allowing it to continue. And so once we are aware of it, like there's a place that we have to come to first, right? To be aware of the shit that drug us through the mud and muck and then didn't take any responsibility for it. The shit that like stole our energy and our happiness and made us miserable, right? We have to become aware of those things and like push them out, like no longer protective of people, places, things that fuck you up emotionally, energetically, vibrationally, like fuck with your frequency. Like if you're accepting all of you and like how you are and who you are, then the things that aren't matching your frequency, matching your vibration, automatically are going to be, because like, okay, now I'm not saying that like you were in a low vibration before because of yourself. A lot of times it's, we kind of have to dig out of the mud, first, and then, at that point when we've looked at all of our shit and looked at all of our baggage, sometimes it's hidden, sometimes it's not. So we have to kind of become aware of it, right? And then we can move fully into our power and our authenticity, where we're able to see like, okay, this doesn't match my vibration. I'm not comfortable here in this environment, or this, with this person makes me feel kind of drained. This person is miserable. They just want, misery loves company. My nose is running because it's cold. I was just outside. So yeah, things like that. So we have to kind of see it, right? Acknowledge it, become aware of it, and then change it. Like flip it around. What do we need to do to keep boundaries up so that those things don't continue? And it's not about the hypervigilance is like everybody has to stay out, or everybody's fucked up and you have to like be on, this hyper alert, where your nervous system is not regulated, and basically you're pushing people out who actually deserve a spot, you know what I mean? Or vice versa, you're letting people in who are really just matching that vibration of that low frequency. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Let's see. Let's get oracle messages first, and then we'll get... Okay. In the hand of the divine, basically. In the hand, the universe is your partner, number 31. So you are definitely being held by the universe and God and whoever you believe in. The Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. So this is saying maybe take some time to get clarity and clear your energy, maybe. 25, number 25. Also behind that is lost compass, getting back into integrity. Getting back to integrity, number 35. And diving into tasks, deep diver, number 10. And then transpersonal is behind that. Watchers. So you're being watched. This could be both. I've seen a lot of gnats lately. I've seen a lot of mosquitoes outside, in my car even. And like but what I'm saying is, what I see this as is like, okay, there was 200 angels that were called the Watchers, right? That I think it's in the book of Enoch, right? It's which I don't care if it's right or wrong or whatever. It's just a book, right? To me, it's just a book, just like the Book of Mormon. It's just a book. Somebody wrote a book, okay? And it could have been fiction, non-fiction. Who cares? Who gives a shit, right? But either way, it's written that there was 200 angels. There's basically that they were fallen angels, right? And they taught like the secrets of the universe, right? The occult things to people who are here. What I see that as is like the Watchers. So that energy, I feel, is within us too. Like because these were ancient stories, right? Like ancient things. I feel like the Watchers, because it came from somewhere, right? It could have been a made up story. It could have been, whatever it is. But it's like an energy of like, how do you say it? Observation, right? Of like, how they say God isn't able to like kind of be a person, so he I don't know, he or she, whatever, gave us bodies so that we can, kind of be the perspective. Like, so this is God living through us, in a way. So we're the Watchers, and I don't believe that everyone is. I believe that like there's a select few, like the 144 type. You have to be on a certain frequency to be like considered like the watcher, right? So because it's a different mission, I think. So, you know, there's people on low frequencies, I think they have to rise above those frequencies so that they can get to a place where they're able to observe from that enlightened space, right? And that's just the fact of it. And then if they are able to reach that space, they get initiated into being the watchers, right? So the watchers also, you know, watch us. I don't know if this is making sense. But like that's something that you have in your if you resonate with any of my videos or are on this frequency, you know, you would understand what I'm saying. I think. But it may not make sense to everyone. So but anyway, I feel like you have like the universe, you are held by the universe. And remember, a couple days ago, I think I mentioned the meme where God's holding, or the universe is holding their hand and flicking off the ledge, right? Anyway, so that's how I'm saying this. But we also have the deep diver diving into tasks. So there's like I said, the initiations that we go through, right? When we raise our frequency and rise to the occasion and accept the call and be, you know, kind of on that North Node mission, right? We become able to stand in integrity in situations that, you know, put us into this task of like being shamans or like being above the fray in some way, like teachers, mentors, you know, where we have this higher perspective and wisdom that we can share with others that help, you know, get them through like things. And we also have the rest and renewal. So this is a time period where there's, I think Spirit's asking us to relax a little in like not working so hard. Because me, I'm a workaholic, I'm a cappy. So I think, you know, it's important to take it slowly instead of making sure to, I don't know, instead of like being so okay, so it's like you know how like when you're manifesting, you're supposed to leave it in the hands of the divine, and like you set your intentions, and then, you know, you leave it up to God or the universe to fulfill your wishes, right? We do our part and then we sit back, right? So it's about doing your part and only that. Like, and also when it comes to people, places, things that we're gatekeeping on, right? That's the only time I will gatekeep. I won't gatekeep on wisdom and knowledge and things like that. But my boundaries are the only place that I will gatekeep on. And I'm still struggling like sometimes to do that. But because I'm too nice. But like, yeah, so okay, let's do Alice in Wonderland today. But yeah, so gatekeeping on things that don't meet your frequency, meet your expectations, have you in that hyper-vigilant state where you can't trust things and, you know, you're overthinking or overdoing or, you know, something like that. You don't want to be in that energy right now because you want to relax in your faith, right? The faith is so important, and it only takes the mustard seed, right? like a tiny fucking mustard seed of faith, and trusting yourself and your intuition and your guidance that you get, that you know, like your inner knowing. And it's not the inner knowing of like the hypervigilance, like I have to be like, you know, you don't have to control. Like people mistake like having that feeling of like lack of control, needing to over control things. They mistake that for like intuition. It's not. That's fear. So, okay. Dropping burdens, right? That's releasing the burdens of the past. So overthinking like the past, yeah, we're switching that out for wisdom. There's some sort of, you know, action that we're taking towards this 10 of Pentacles energy. So we're swapping it out, right? We see how abundant we are. We can rest. Like we understand we're in the hand of the divine. The universe is your partner, not your enemy, right? So we're turning, you know, the burdens into apples, maybe. Like we've done our part. We've picked the apples. Now, you know, I don't know if that's apples. Yeah, some of them are apples. It's like bearing the fruit, right? We're creating like this boon energy within ourselves. We've done the work. We got all of our apples, our fruits. And it's up to the hand of the divine, right? To like on Jesus on the Mount, where he made the fish into like enough for everyone, right? I remember that story, but I don't remember the details. But it was like he had like a loaf of bread and like a fish and like, I don't know, something like that, and was able to serve everybody some food, and everybody was full. It's that sort of thing. And your ancestors are behind you, showing you the wisdom. It's also about see, the rabbit in this is like the boon energy. It's like accepting the 6th cup, right? From the 5 of Cups. Like, okay, it's like an initiation. They filled up all of the cups that you were sad about spilling over, right? In the 5 of Cups. And then are now giving you like this Ace of Cups to make the 6 of Cups. And I'm also seeing the elephant. It's so elephants are like blockages, or they can create a path, right? And I'm seeing this as like creating a path for you. The divine creating a path for you. Because you're releasing the burdens. Taking action on what you... So... taking action on what you have control over, doing your part, and then resting, you know? Okay. How are we showing up? Oh, the 4 of Cups. So, I think and the Moon, 5 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. It's exactly what I was talking about, so it's kind of strange to and 9 of Cups. So it's so it's like the divine. You may be still in this energy, but it's like this is a message of, you know, the 4 and the 5 of Cups. it's about needing to see that Ace of Cups, that dolphin spirit, you know. The dolphin is like super happy. Like, you know, when I think of dolphins, I think of like the puppies of the ocean. I don't know. Like, you know, they're so playful, they're so, you know, fun, curious, and you maybe get curious about your life. Get curious about like I don't know, the self-love, the new beginnings, things like that. So intuitively knowing, right? With the moon. So, okay, so I'm seeing that like things may be hidden. Like this boon energy may be hidden, and right now all you see is sadness, but there's something hidden that's coming in, and I feel like it's this dolphin with an Ace of Cups right here. Like what I was talking about. You're releasing the burdens at this moment, I think, and like so right now the universe is like, here's a message of hope, right? For, you know, because of your faith, because of your, you know, there's a lesson in this, right? The Ace of Cups. I mean, Ace of Pentacles. It's like, so we're not reaching for this Three of Cups. Like, so maybe looking sad about like the past and stuff like that. I don't see this. I'm not feeling this energy. So, but maybe you're still feeling this energy where, you know, you're giving it your all, you're giving it your heart, soul. I mean, sometimes I feel like that, you know, like, but I also have a huge amount of faith. Like, I feel like more than a mustard seed, but I also see the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man and Strength back here. So, and the Page of Wands. Like, I'm seeing this as like maybe curious about how did this happen, you know? like things are working out for you in some way. You just got to shift your perspective because you're overcoming something. There's like all this healing that you're doing. Yes, it was hard. Maybe you're feeling a little weary in some way with the Five of Cups and the moon. Maybe in the dark. Maybe you feel, okay, you don't see it yet. That's the thing. You're not seeing it yet, right? So you feel kind of like this turtle looks. But I'm seeing this as like a foresight with this dolphin back here. Hey, I'm right behind you. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, what's surfacing? Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're feeling overwhelmed. And the Ten of Swords. Okay, so that makes sense. You're feeling like that hypervigilance, right? That hyper-awareness, hypervigilance of like everything that's gone wrong and could go wrong. And like, you know, you might be feeling betrayed by people. Juggling it all. Like you're seeing, like, I only have this one, you know, little seed of mustard. you know? So you might be feeling overwhelmed with it. And again, with the Knight of Cups, but you're still able. I'm seeing this as like God bringing you this Ace of Cups. Like this Ace of Cups is the dolphin. Okay? So I'm seeing this as like, yes, but okay, yes, you were betrayed, but you're no longer in that space. You see how like the clothes are the only thing that's remaining? Like you shed your old skin type energy. And you're still juggling, you know. And the sailboats with the cups. So it might be like new love coming in. There's some type of two of cups energy. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles here. It's like lessons learned from the past, yes. There may have been some instability, some betrayal, some, you know, lack energy, like not feeling like you were quite there, you know, like not getting quite there, but you're like on the way. So keep the faith. What do we need to expand on? Seven of Wands. Okay. So this could be not blocking out the growth, right? The Five of Wands is at the bottom, but blocking out things that like I said, that offer only just a miserable energy, like a negative, miserable feeling, you know what I mean? Like that sort of energy, yes, we want to block that out, but we don't want to block out the good with the bad. It's here's that Ace of Cups and the Moon. So there's a change coming. We have the Five of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, and the Moon. There's a change coming you don't see. There's also give to yourself in some way right now. The rest and renewal. And like maybe spiritual baths, salt baths, clear your energy. There's a will and a way that's coming in. But even though you don't see it, justice is here. There's going to be a balance. Magician, Judgment. Yeah. And then the Seven of Swords is like, I'm seeing it as escape from. Like, don't lie to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there's better coming. So you don't see it yet, but it's there, right? The Two of Wands is like right before the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is like foresight, like seeing it come in. So you're at that stage, like right before it comes in. Just keep the faith and relax a little. This is saying relax a little. You're in my, divine timing, right? And divine timing, and this is a timing card as well, like the divine, the fated, something fated is happening. And I know you might see the Five of Wands is like chaos, competition, but I also see it as a building card. So yes, we're protecting ourselves. There's a lot of Wands energy. So there's something coming in. It's like movement energy. There's Cups energy. Okay, what actions do we take? Probably the Four of Swords. Like, just relax, babe. Okay, we got 3, Tower. Okay, so we got 9 of... okay. 9 of Pentacles, the Sun, and the 8 of Swords. It's saying, get out of your head, sunshine. You're all good. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. It's like an aha moment. Okay, the Sun is like the happiest card in the deck. You just got to get out of your head. That's what this is saying. You know, this is a self-imprisonment. Like, if we understand, like, this is where we're at and not, you know, this or this or this even, you know, like where we're not a wounded warrior, we are putting the burdens down. We don't have to carry all this stuff on all ourselves. That it's a self-imprisonment that we can actually be in this energy. Nine of Pentacles, where we're sunshine and rainbows. So yeah, because we walked away and integrated lessons, and we're bringing into balance, or we're being gifted a balanced energy, reciprocity. It's all about the cause and effect universe, right? The balance of things that, you know, we walk away from the pig in the lipstick, you know, we walk away from that in and out energy, that flakiness that, you know, caused us to maybe not have like a stability in some way, like, you know. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, we just need to be happy, and like okay, so the Eight of Pentacles into the Nine of Pentacles, it's like still doing the work, but only our part. Like, not overdoing it. Like, we're in the Nine of Pentacles energy, so we may have already done our part, and now it's time to rest. Right? So, and getting back into integrity looks like the Wheel of Fortune. And it also, integrity is like fairness, right? So the universe wants to make something fair for you. That's how I'm seeing it. Okay. What resources do we have to go forward with? Ooh, death again. So there's a rebirth energy. There's also death to those toxic cycles. So we've ended toxicity. We've ended the obsession of, like, maybe we're over obsessing with like work or what we have to do, or this Nine of Wands. Like, always excuse me, always being on guard, you know, that hypervigilance, you know. There was a reason. I got this last night, this download of, like, we're no longer hypervigilant. Like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Yesterday, this is kind of funny. I was getting on the freeway. I had a passenger in my car, and, like, this white truck was trying to cut me off and get on the freeway in front of me. But, like, I was already on the freeway. He, like, ran over a curb, busted his tire. I was like, what is it worth it? The guy in the car was like, you handled that so well. Like, most people would have freaked out, you know, and, like, hit somebody or did something, you know, but, like, I'm no longer, like, I'm not even freaking out. Like, I was like, what the heck? Like, at first, you know, but then, like, it was kind of funny. We laughed about it, but it was kind of scary at the same time. Like, you know, I'm not hyper vigilant anymore, whereas, like, before, there might have been, like, a time where, you know, I'd be, why is my voice going out? I got lemon water. There was a time where I would be more, I don't know, hyper vigilant in some way. And you might relate to this, I don't know. Where, like, you can't trust anybody. See, I'm seeing this 2 of Swords, 3 of Cups. Like, you've blocked that stuff out. And also the spirit's helping you with that. The death energy is like it's above you. Like, the universe isn't gonna allow, like, you've learned those lessons. So when you get the wisdom and you've been initiated into, like, transforming your life, right? Like, the frequencies don't match. It's not about, so the universe protects you. You've learned those lessons. Excuse me, it's time to celebrate. Yeah. 2 of Swords, introspected, the lessons of this toxic energy. You've done the work. That's what this is saying. Celebrate. You learn the lessons about, breadcrumbing. Like, the people that breadcrumb you in life and aren't fair. Excuse me. Let's see. But also, you're doing your part. Like, you're not giving the universe breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? You're actually doing the work. And when you do that, the universe knows. You know what I mean? God knows. Feeling secure, taken care of, the universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making that connection real for you. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe, and make sure it's working, not just, a delusion. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like it's working here, but, like, I'm just saying, like, some people think things are working out in their life and they're actually, like, just making things worse, digging holes, like, I don't know. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment or for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you're safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life now. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can, so now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and soft blanket are in order. Oh no, my battery's gonna die. Hold on. Yeah, I'm at 5%. Give me, like, 2 minutes. No. I'm gonna have to come back with a part 2 on this one. I'll stream them all together, though. Sorry. Hi, okay. It's much later. It's like 1:59 actually in the morning. I'm gonna finish reading The Garden of Venus. I'm so freaking tired. It was so foggy. Oh. No, I didn't just get home. I have been home, but I had laundry to do and other stuff. I had to walk the dog, all that stuff. Anyway, Garden of Rest and Renewal. Let's see if I can read right now. The place of all is well, rest and renewal, self-acceptance. When the Garden of Venus appears, you are invited to actually summoned to return to the pleasure garden of love. It is time to leave the battlefield. Put your sword away. There is nothing you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of earthly delights. Bask in the joy of wish-fulfilling trees and the scent of healing flowers. You have returned home. You are weary. Yes, I am weary. Like, I just got home. No, actually, I got home at like 12:30. So it's kind of late, but anyway. Go into the sacred garden alone, there is no need for another to be present to experience its pleasures. Really stop looking for the other. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. Leave all thought behind. Lose your analytical mind and return to your body. In the Garden of Venus, there is a still pond that shows your reflection when you stoop down to drink. Who's that staring back at you? Look at who you've become. Rinse your face with these healing waters, and practice deep acceptance. Love who you have turned into. I almost said returned into. Yeah. Love, wait. With all your imperfections and blemishes, the goddess Venus holds a mirror that allows you to see yourself in all your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in its spell. After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield that you may reveal to others who they are becoming. Then you will no longer have a use for your sword. This is about like unity, about all becoming one again, right? With like duality becoming one. Yeah. Releasing the burdens and becoming, it's the journey back to integrity, right? So anyway, and it's about the self. It's really about the self. It's not, do I want to use which one? Citadel again? Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. I'm kind of delirious. No, but my last trip was like it was funny because we were talking about the weather and it was actually really, really super foggy. So like I could barely like see like in front of me, so it was kind of scary driving home. Luckily I was able to take the beltway, so it was like kind of quicker and kind of up. I don't know. It wasn't as bad. And then I got to 59 and it was not that bad at all. But I was on Macau Road. That was crazy. When I was dropping her off, it was like Macau Road and something else. And the fog was so dense. I think I got a little short video of it, but yeah. Clarify 10 of Wands. The Hound. Loyalty chains and promises. Clarifying the Ten of Wands here. And the astronomer discovery augury, which is about divination. So it's about... That's so fucking funny. So... sometimes you have to release the hounds. And when you do, it helps you to release, unwanted burdens. So it's about, the hound is about, not being stuck in like a pretty cage, like the knowing that you deserve, knowing what you deserve really, and like being willing to put yourself on the line for the things that you actually want, not staying in a pretty cage because it's comfortable and because you get, whatever you want from it, like, I don't know. It's about divination here. So it's like the seen and the unseen, seeing through the unseen. Clarify the Four of Cups, which is how we're showing up right now. Four of Cups. It's about needing to see like the bigger picture and zooming out. The Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. So it's a reevaluation of, making a plan maybe, and see, here's the cage. So the runaway, secrets running from problems. So it's about not about like running from your problems really. It's about running from the problem. Running away from like the shit that doesn't work. Like, and being like in the garden of rest and renewal. It's about the new. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about getting out of the bird cage. The pretty cage dressed in just in all the things that you think you want, but like it's really a trap. It's about like those lower frequencies, those lower vibrations that keep you stagnant. And it's also about seeing that. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Like seeing it for what it is and not what you want it to be. Like we project pretty pictures of like people, places, things, even though it's not real. Clarify the Nine of Wands. The adventure, responsibility, and expectation. Yeah, there's a need for boundaries in that way. We're not holding it in anymore till we explode. The tailored, attention to detail and pride. A tailored is about like cutting those cords, right, to the past, to those things that keep you stagnant. It's about having boundaries, about speaking up. Behind that was the guide. Inheritance and correction. So you may have inherited a bunch of burdens that you had to kind of sort through and like fix. yourself, like do like all the hard work. Clarify the Seven of Wands. That's what we're doing, you know, clearing away and creating boundaries. 1111 I just saw, and 112. Yeah, 112. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, setbacks. And the musician, inspiration and gratitude. So we're setting boundaries, standing our ground in what we want for the future, like the ambitious things, being diligent on that path, focused. You may have some things to work through as far as those setbacks go that you've, you know, maybe had come up, because those setbacks are, sorry, I'm squinting, it's just bright, and I don't have my glasses on. When we have setbacks in life, it causes us to have to work diligently through the muck, kind of, you know, standing our ground and, you know, what we desire, staying focused. Musician, inspiration and gratitude. So yeah, it's expand on having gratitude for, you know, the past things that we've gone through, having gratitude for the future things that are yet to come. The fact that the universe is holding you, you know, and you're able to kind of, you know, be in this energy of like abundance, renewal, rest, also creativity. Like, this is like Empress energy. It's Venus, you know. So be inspired by, you know, the changes in cycles and all that. Clarify actions to take. It's happiness. It's happiness. It's time to be happy. Oh, fuck. Excuse me, I'm so sleepy. The Sentinel, determination and certainty, yeah, and the Brawler, lack of empathy, confrontation. So the actions to take is to shield up on, you know, people in this energy that just want to take from you, just want to kind of, you know, be a bully or like have no compassion for you. But yet they want to ask for compassion, or they want you to give them compassion. We're no longer staying in our heads about that stuff. We're actually shining the light on it and saying, I'm good by myself, thanks. But no thanks, you know. It's about, you know, the two paths, right? Two fates, two choices. Stuck, stagnant, or forward moving, happy and abundant. Clarify death. The musician again. So even in this like ending, we're grateful for the rebirth opportunity, like the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to change, the inspiration that we get from that, the catalysts, radical changes, taking control. Yep. So you're taking control back from the enchanters. you know, becoming the captain. No longer pathless, right? You have direction now. There's no longer a lack of direction. Yeah, new influences, wanderlust, building the ark, perseverance in faith, the priest, and accepting help and guidance. Yeah. And I'm seeing this as like we see missed opportunities and failure for like opportunities for growth, opportunities for change, opportunities for expansion in all things. Yeah. So I hope this helps. I'm gonna leave it here. It's time for me to go to bed. I hope you have a great night, day, or whatever it is, and thanks for watching.